This is my episode, right?
Yeah. Slack
This
ass.
is your episode? Jesus.
Oh!
I love that.
What?
I love that laugh. Like when we can get you to that zone where oh, I'll live for that shit, man.
Welcome to the 73rd episode of Beer and Fear. My name is Zach.
My name is Paige.
And I'm Jack.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta stop already because you reminded me of something.
That's when you really start to see things go through.
It sounded so in distress.
That's what that reminded me of.
You sounded so distressed.
Oh my god. I need to show you one thing before we get started. It is a blind dog being so proud of himself.
Did you find a ball? Did you find a ball? Did you find a ball? Yes, you did. Good job.
The fucking noise.
Sounds like a grown man. Oh, is that dog also deaf? Oh, I don't know. That was bad.
I love him. The best.
All right, Zach, what's this episode on?
This episode's on polar bears. And Jack's back because it's a bear episode.
Because
It's an episode
Zach
about
can't
bears.
tolerate being alone
Now
with me
we
anymore.
just got the cold bears, the icy bears now.
Damn, I said bears now.
Okay.
New hit single by Beer and Fear.
No.
Beautiful.
How was your week?
It worked. I got a car.
Yeah, you got a new car.
Yeah, I got a new car.
Paige got a new car.
Thanks, Drew Carey. Come on down to the Price is Right.
Do you see the ribbon? It's massive.
I said Price is Right, and then I immediately wanted to do the Rocky theme song. That's the final countdown.
It's all the same. Price is Right. Final countdown. It's all the same. You like your new car though?
Yes.
A new to you car?
Her name is Valentine.
It's awfully reminiscent to my old car.
It's a Mazda 3. What'd you have?
Mazda 6.
Yeah. Totally different. Did you have a rack? No. Valentine's got a rack.
Oh,
Oh, she does have a rack.
Yeah, she does.
You.
And I'm going to just say that he can't get upset because he told me to get a Mazda, and he did not say don't get a red Mazda.
Thanks for listening to me. You heeded my advice.
If he had said don't get a
Headed.
red Mazda,
Headed?
Headed.
Headed?
that's how I past tense say that I was with someone. I headed them.
Headed them?
Yes. I headed.
Oh boy.
She gave me head in the past tense. She headed me.
Headed. Well, congrats on your new car.
I love her.
Good.
I saw my dad on Sunday, and we watched the Super Bowl, and I really only paid attention for the halftime show.
I thought you were going to say I only paid attention for the butts.
I never really looked at football
At
player
hockey players.
butts. I've looked at hockey player butts.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Also, baseball players' butts. Just something about them.
God.
Yeah, well, that's about it. That's about it. How was
What
your
kind of
week?
interior does your car have?
Leatherette seats or whatever.
Leatherette.
That's what it's called, leatherette.
Oh.
It's all black. And it's got,
Heated seats, right?
No, this one doesn't have heated
No.
seats, which bummed me out. But oh well.
Yeah.
All black interior. I like it a lot. I'm pretty happy with it.
Excellent.
She drives very nicely.
Is she smooth?
She handles like a dream.
Oh.
And now I can drive recklessly again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Wow. Makes me want to go back to Florida.
Yeah, isn't that kind of like where that sport was invented?
I don't know. I just like racing people.
Yeah, man.
It was fun.
You're gonna put NOS on it.
Hook it up with the turbo.
She's got a rack and some NOS, and she's going real fast.
You should lift it too.
Oh,
lift kit.
yes.
Lift your Mazda.
You
Mazda
need
3.
28-inch rims that are so shiny.
I want to look like a little dune buggy.
Yeah, like a neon light kit.
A neon underglow with rims so shiny I can pop my fucking pimples.
When you open the door, it does that little like emblem, like the sign thing that
Yes.
it does, but it's Monster Energy drink.
And then on the other side where the passenger is, it just says Paige poo.
You'll put a little, what is it, like the tow thing on the back of cars that can tow?
What is it with you and toes, man?
What is that called?
Hitch?
A hitch. Put a hitch on it, even though your Mazda 3 cannot hitch anything.
Yeah.
Just,
and then go up a steep mountainous incline.
just so that you can attach the dangly balls to the back of your Mazda.
Yes.
She's got malls, boys.
Balls and a rack.
Balls in a rack and she's going real fast.
How was your week?
That was good. Ali and I went to Nobel House. We got some oysters.
Those are aphrodisiacs. Did you
Yeah.
fornicate?
What we did after the oysters is none of your business. All I will disclose is that we ate oysters. Oh, we went for a walk too
Something
after.
else later.
And
Okay,
then on V-Day, we went to
You better have.
Antigua. I should know how to say this. It's a Mexican word. I feel terrible. Antigua,
Yeah,
Mexican.
You're literally learning.
I'm learning it. Antigua Mexican Grill in Crystal Lake, because the beer that I picked up was in Algonquin. Look at how cute she is. Look at that. She got this dish. It's seafood. Look how cute she is. No, she got this.
Can I see?
It's half of a pineapple with seafood in it. And it's
Look at her hair.
I know.
Her hair is so nice.
Uh-huh.
With the yeah. The food looks delicious.
The food looks really good. And the red flannel, and I was wearing a pink shirt. We were kind of, V-Day attire. Fantastic. We had a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Jack, your week.
What? That's kind of rude. I haven't even.
Well, you haven't done anything to prove otherwise.
Tell me about your week. Do it now.
My God. Okay. Well, I had a really strong week. I'll tell you that.
Sure you did.
I had a real strong week. Okay. Where do I start from yesterday?
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, this
yeah.
is usually about last week.
Yeah, this past week.
Yeah. We're catching up from when we recorded last.
Oh, I thought.
Are you lost in time, my friend?
No. Last week was pretty good. I had a lot go on.
Sorry. I apologize.
He's trying to tell a story. Paige.
I had a lot go on. I worked on a song with Morehouse and did some yoga. Yeah, pretty much just kicked back and then
the weekend was filled with festivities. And then after that, I did a yoga ceremony with like cacao at it, which was really cool.
Cacao?
Cacao, it's like
Chocolate?
it's like what they make chocolate out of. It's like really distilled, but this was like literally the plant just chopped up and put in a drink. And then it was massive. It was really cool. You would have loved it. This guy had a sun gong and a moon gong that were like probably this wide across, two of them. And then just a bunch of really cool, like really high quality meditation instruments, like chimes that just had unbelievable resonance. He had like a triangle that was made out of crystal that would just ring really loud like a singing bowl.
Where was this?
I was at a yoga studio in, I want to say Homer Glen.
Is this where you did the bone marrow?
No, that's
Thing.
at the Dancing Marlin.
What is bone marrow?
Bone marrow is the stuff
No.
inside your bones.
Not what it is.
Not what it is.
Where did you, like, what is the thing?
Where's this coming from? Like, why is he bringing this up?
Yes, and what was the gesture of bone marrow? What are you doing with the bone marrow?
So, I went out to dinner.
I know what the fuck bone marrow is.
Then don't ask me what bone marrow is.
What is this, Jeopardy?
I went on a date and we did luges. So you just pour a shot down a
Little.
bone that you eat, like the actual bone marrow out of. Or I guess maybe they put meat in it, or I don't know. But yeah,
Where was this?
at a restaurant called the Dancing Marlin in Frankfurt.
Interesting.
It's crazy. So
What
you
is
had
the
like
cuisine theme? then?
tequila in the bone marrow?
I can't remember the style of eating, but it was like, I think it was South American, where it was like you order a lot of smaller things and they're meant to be shared.
I got really distracted.
Tapas?
Tapas, yeah. Yeah.
Tapas is fancy.
Yeah. It was good. It was pretty affordable, not bad. I think we ate for like $40. But anyways, yeah, so we did not luge. It was a different place. It was at Rising Lotus.
Sounds fancy.
It's pretty nice. It's really nice. It's awesome because the sign just says yoga on the front. And it's just like, no, you know why you're here. Like, you know what's inside. But yeah, we did a little ceremony there. I just helped fill cups, and Kulani like filled the cups and stuff. Or not filled the cups. That's what I did. She made the drink and like played instruments for it, which was really cool. Yeah, it was awesome. They had like an RC 500 there, and we're just like ripping loops, and
Damn.
it was really cool. You would have loved it.
Freaking hippies.
Freaking hippies,
Get
dude.
the hose.
Yeah. Stuff sounds pretty cool, I'll tell you that. Just as a musician, I'm like, how'd you make that sound? But yeah, we did that, and then went to Super Bowl party. And first time playing squares, I took everyone's money. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think among music and work, that was kind of all the
It's an eventful
stuff.
week.
Yeah. A lot going on. And then just trip planning. Pretty much.
I want to go to Europe.
You should go join, man.
This is crazy. This is wild. Are you ready for the brewery of this episode? This is gonna blow your mind. It's Short Fuse Brewing Company.
Short fuse. I like that.
Again.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on,
Short Fuse
Zachary.
Brewing. This is the third time I think in the past 10 episodes that
Wasn't
we've
the
done.
last one short fuse?
Yes, episode 72 is Short Fuse.
You
This is
cheap
episode 73.
copycat.
It's Short Fuse.
You know what? When I go pick a beer, I'm going to go tomorrow after work. I am going to get Saint Laurent.
Thank you.
Going to get it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They have to be there.
Yeah, let's do it. But I didn't do this on purpose. I picked the topic first, like I always do.
Yes.
But in
Like a lame-o.
the Excel sheet, I had beer choices picked out for this topic in advance.
Okay.
So one of the ones just happened to be this.
You have been planning this one for some time now.
I have been. Polar bears.
You specifically told me that I couldn't do polar bears.
Did I? I
Yes.
don't remember that, but okay. If you want to hear about Short Fuse, located at 5000 North River Road in Schiller Park, Illinois, just go listen to last week's episode. Or episode 64. Or check them out online, shortfusebrewing.com.
Yeah.
Or
Do it.
check out their Instagram at shortfusebeer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk anymore about them.
Okay.
You did all the hard work last week. The beer for episode 73 on Polar Bears is Berry White.
Rest in peace. Oh, sorry, different one.
Yeah, he's still alive. Berry White.
Oh.
Berry White. It's bear, like the animal that we're going to be talking about, -IE, white. And it's funny because polar bears, if you didn't know, are white colored.
Oh, no.
It's a pale wheat ale with hints of fruit. A crisp, pale wheat ale brewed with lots of Pilsner malt to give it that smooth, crisp, and refreshing flavor. Color is very clear yellow with an easy drinking body to match and long-lasting head. The ending has very low bitterness and a pleasant sweet ending with hints of mixed fruit that will remind you of your favorite gummy treats. Berry White
Rest in peace. Sorry.
summed up this beer when he said, "I can't get enough." What a testimonial from Berry White himself.
Wow.
What a man.
Minimal bitterness to emphasize the gummy goodness. This beer is made with 120 pounds of Haribo gummy bears.
Here's the heroin. It's made with 22 pounds of heroin. I almost picked
heroin.
that beer.
Berry White?
Yep.
Per Untapped, it's 120 pounds of gummy bear. I love Haribo gummy bears, so I'm excited. And I like this style of beer. It's an American pale wheat beer.
Ooh.
Beer Advocate calls this this beer an American pale wheat beer. It's an Americanized version of a Hefeweizen, which I love so much.
You're a slut for Hefeweizens.
I really am. These beers typically fall between pale straw and deep gold in color. Pale wheat ales are reminiscent of a Hefeweizen in appearance, unless filtered. Higher carbonation is proper, as is a long-lasting head and a light to medium body.
I have long-lasting head.
You know it. German Weizen flavors, Weizen flavors, and aromas of banana esters and clove-like phenols will not be found.
Not the phenols.
You won't find the phenols or the esters. Most use a substantial percentage of wheat malt. Hop character could be low or fairly high, but most examples are moderate in bitterness. There may be some... I was looking. Oh, you get that one.
I want to.
There may be some fruitiness from ale fermentation, though most examples use a fairly neutral ale yeast, resulting in a clean fermentation with little to no diacetyl.
Oh, yeah, I get that one.
I know, right?
Often served with a lemon wedge to either cut the wheat or yeast edge, many people either find this to be a flavorful snap or an insult that damages the beer's taste and head retention. You guys want to... Let's not do lemon. I'm deciding now.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it?
For the three of us, no. Craft Beer recommends pairings of salads and seafood, goat cheese,
Ugh, love goat cheese.
and fruit desserts. Some common commercial examples of American wheats are Oberon by Bell's. Have you had Oberon? It's one of my favorites. One of my favorite commercial beers.
I can't say I've had the
Gumball
pleasure.
Head. Gumball Head by Three Floyds
Disgusting.
is an American wheat. I thought you liked Gumball Head.
I just don't like Three Floyds.
And 312 by Goose Island.
I just want to let you know that Jack is on the floor. He's passed out because you said goat cheese, and that sent him into a pleasure frenzy.
Oh.
A
And
pleasure
He
frenzy.
just passed out.
And who are you if you're not Jack?
I don't really know. Anyways.
But you're British, so you have some character.
I'm leaving now.
Oh, he's walking. That's him walking out the door. He has such heavy footsteps
Steps.
that they echo.
Sorry, I just really like goat cheese. That's beautifully written.
Have you had 312?
Yes.
312's
Yeah.
similar to Blue Moon.
We haven't had a Blue Moon in years.
Delicious. This beer is 4.8 ABV and 14 IBU. It has a Beer Advocate score of 84. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Ranked 141 in the style, 24,257 overall. Has an average rating of 3.66 out of 21 ratings.
Pew pew.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So, my birthday's coming up, and I didn't realize it was going to be my golden birthday.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Now I feel like I have to do something.
You ever heard of Carnival?
Why does that sound familiar?
It's a restaurant downtown that is very colorful. I feel
Oh, it's
like
also
you'd find it fun.
a holiday, right?
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah. I think it's like based on that festival.
That's why it sounds familiar.
That would make sense. Yeah, we should do something awesome.
Yeah. Just look at pictures. I'm not trying to decide. I just think you might like it.
You weren't invited.
Huh? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. My feelings are hurt, but like Dwight, my feelings grow back at twice the speed of a normal man's.
Of course.
Made me want to cry my mascara all over this beer he's
I'm
getting
so
out.
sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. I know you were joking. Just kidding.
Okay, now it's funny. You both said you really liked goat cheese.
You have goat cheese? Bruh. This is an
Jack is passed
exciting
out on the floor
turn
again.
of events. What an
Jack
exciting
is-
turn of events.
Jack is down.
I saw the pairings.
He's down. He's
and
down.
I was like, so many times I've never had the food.
I was
that
literally
it
going to make a
says-
comment on how we need to start preparing for
Yeah.
this better.
So like whatever the beer was, where it's like pairs well with spicy tuna rolls. It's like I meant to buy spicy tuna rolls. I went out and bought goat cheese.
And I love the pairing
God,
list.
you
I
are-
love
Yeah.
having an idea of what it pairs with. I feel like all the beers I pick never have the this pairs well with.
Well, I go on craftbeer.com and I look up the style of the beer, and it always has the pairing. The beer itself
Hints
usually
of
won't.
fruit. Light, crisp,
loving
pale
this.
wheat ale.
I'm loving this design.
It's kind of hippie-ish, you know.
Certified color contains FD and C yellow number 5.
Oh, it's my favorite
Not
yellow.
in my body. This is a temple of
Oh
fast food.
God!
I like the
Gives me
colors.
70s vibes.
Amazing. Oh, hold on. I
Catch
don't
up,
even have
bitch.
Calm down.
Ooh, I heard you squirt over there.
The little
Spicy one.
that's what he sounds like when he squirts.
What does it smell like? It smells like, hey, what?
Ketchup.
She's like, fuck you.
I want to drink this beer.
Ketchup.
I've never seen a spite pour.
I spilled every time.
Why do you
I
do
spilled.
this?
Spilled on my pants.
You need to start getting a towel. Just drape it over your leg.
Beer towels. It smells like Hefeweizen. It smells like a beer we've had before.
Oh my god, Hefeweizen!
It smells like a beer we've had.
Heffalumps and woozles?
Why did you do that?
That just went away. No more head.
Why did you do that to me?
So no head?
No.
Break skateboard.
Someone's awake.
Who?
The person that lives with me.
Wait, she just woke up?
Yeah.
After all that noise? I didn't even know she
We've
was
been loud as
here.
fuck.
I didn't even know she was here.
She doesn't even go here.
A train can drive over me and I can still.
Uh-huh. You want to have this beer with us?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Crack one open.
You're not here just to hear the sweet cacophony of our voices?
Yeah, it smells like lemon.
Smells like pine sol.
Lemon and fruit.
It reminds me of a vanilla farm I visited long ago.
Vanilla?
No.
Use those long dancer's legs.
Oh!
Clinks all around.
Use those long dancer's legs.
It's lemony. I get lemon.
Lemon drop. Lemon drop.
Yep.
I like this.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
It's extremely crisp. Just bright. It's a bright beer.
You know what's kind of weird. Honestly, for me, it tastes like a refined, crispier version of, honestly, like the top end of an angry orchard without all the fucking apple. Just
yeah.
It's like apple juice, basically.
Yeah.
Like this is just the.
I think
crisp
Paige
top
really
part.
likes it. She's
She's
taking some really motivated sips over there. Yeah.
I was trying to find the flavor. I didn't.
Just very information.
It's not like. Oh, what was that? What was that beer? It was brewed with like 1 billion pounds of a certain kind of fruit, and then we tried it and it was like, where the fuck is it?
Wasn't it the It wasn't the raspberry one
Oh.
from like the beginning.
No, not Purple Haze.
No, not purple haze. Okay.
There was another one. Was it the No, not the jalapeno cream ale.
We said there could have been more jalapeno.
More jalapeno. But there was a beer that was like that. It was like brewed with a shit ton of this, and this is
There
the
was
same.
that apple one, that apple ale that we were like, how is this apple? We have had
Yeah.
73 beers.
Yeah.
Not counting bonus episodes.
So this is I guess this is similar, but I mean, I don't know.
It's drinkable. I'm just not like, damn, flavor.
That is extremely good, and also yes,
That works. That
that
works really well.
Really fucking
The
well.
goat cheese has flavor. Can't say the same thing.
It's like the goat cheese completes it. Almost.
Have you ever had goat cheese on pizza? A+. It is so tasty.
Jack is passed out on the floor again.
Okay, British man, why are you in charge of Jack's safety when he's passing on the floor? I don't even know you.
I'm his proxy.
know you.
Proxy?
I'm his proxy.
I don't trust that at all.
Anyways,
I'm not impressed by it, but I don't know. I mean,
I would prefer a Hefeweizen
yes.
because it has those flavors of banana and clove that I
But
really
it's very easy to drink
yeah, super crisp and clean. And
compared to, you know, how much I hate stouts.
it's bright. It's carbonated. It's fizzy, but there's no head on it.
It's pleasant.
Yeah.
It's just not something that I would be like, this will change your mind on the industry of beer. It's like, oh, that's a beer.
I feel that.
It's tasty.
I'm fancy. I'm gonna be honest. A Shock Top has more flavor than this.
Very Josh.
Shock Top's disgusting.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why it's disgusting for me. I don't know. The fact that it just has so much.
Paige is going to talk about polar bears. I'm going to tell some stories about polar bear attacks.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then Jack has some supplemental information also.
Polar bears. Bears that are polar.
Yeah.
Ursus maritimus.
Whoa.
Whoa! Holy shit.
Do you know they're marine mammals?
Are you speaking Latin or something?
They're called marine mammals.
Marine mammals.
They are classified as marine mammals. It's a hypercarnivorous bear. And if you're wondering what hypercarnivorous means, it's an animal which has a diet that is more than 70% meat.
So
Either-
they're very carnivorous.
Very. Hyper even. Either via ether via,
Either via.
active predation or by scavenging. The non-meat portion out of the, after 70 gets taken out of 100,
What are you left with?
a number. Don't ask me what it is. The remaining non-meat diet consists of fungi. Fungi.
Fungi.
I know what it is. Fruits or other plant material.
Fruits.
Fruits. Like me.
In the Arctic?
But it's a hyper carnivore. Not like specifically.
Right.
They could eat shit for all we know.
Yeah. Maybe that's like 2%.
Heard there's a lot of good stuff in it. Mm-hmm. Their native range lies lies largely within the Arctic Circle, encompassing the Arctic Ocean.
That's the north one.
Yeah, it is the largest living bear species, as well as the largest land carnivore.
Yeah, they're big.
A boar, which is an adult male polar bear, weighs anywhere around 350 to 700 kilograms, which is 770 to 1,540 pounds.
Damn!
Oh!
Remember when we were talking about grizzly bears and how big they were? These.
While a sow, which is an adult female,
Oh.
is about half that size. Although it is the sister species of the brown bear, it has evolved to occupy a narrower ecological niche. Niche. With many body characteristics adapted for cold temperatures, for moving across snow, ice, and open water, and for hunting seals. Not the singer, Mary.
Not.
I was just gonna ask.
Maybe
I compare it to a kiss.
Everybody knew it was Gavin.
Although most polar bears are born on land, they spend most of their time on the sea ice. Polar bears hunt their preferred food of seals from the edge of sea ice, which is slowly melting. We're all gonna die. Often living
sad.
off fat reserves when no sea ice is present. And because of their dependence on the sea ice, polar bears are classified as marine mammals.
That is so cool.
Mammals. They are also currently ranked as vulnerable.
Yeah. On the IUCN charts.
C.
Save the polar bears.
CC. Save the polar bears. Put that on a t-shirt.
I will.
Hashtag save the polar bears.
For decades, large-scale hunting raised international concern for the future of the species, but populations rebounded after controls and quotas began to take effect. For thousands of years, the polar bear has been a key figure in the material, spiritual, and cultural life of circumpolar peoples, such as the Inuit tribes. And polar bears remain important in their cultures. Historically, the polar bear has also been known as the white bear. It is sometimes referred to as the Nanook.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Also, I said white bear. And have you ever watched New Girl?
Yeah, of course.
A white man? No! That's my favorite thing to quote ever.
It's one of the priceless moments. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I love how big they are.
I do
And
too.
I did not, like, for how obvious that is, I love that they are marine mammals. Like, I didn't know that officially.
Dope.
Constantine John Phipps was the first to describe the polar bear as a distinct species in 1774 in his report about his 1773 expedition towards the North Pole. He chose the scientific name Ursus maritimus, the Latin for maritime bear, due to the animal's native habitat.
That book,
Oh,
Terror,
yeah.
talks about the Northwest Passage. And they meet.
Are there mentions of polar bears?
There's a big monster that like hunts everyone.
Oh, that's scary.
It turned into an AMC show. I think it's on Netflix. The Terror.
The only bear-related movie I can think of right now is that Leonardo DiCaprio one.
The Revenant.
Was it Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
What was the bear movie? Brother Bear.
Brother Bear.
And we
The
watched-
animated feel-good movie
So
where a
good.
Yep.
Native American man is transferred into the body of a grizzly bear and learns to be one with them so he will no longer kill them.
That's the one.
Just get hyper-specific. With the two moose?
I think it's Meese.
Sorry.
That doesn't seem right.
Meese,
That don't
excuse you.
seem right. The bear family, Ursidae, is thought to have split from other carnivorans about 38 million years ago. The oldest known polar bear fossil is a 130,000 to 110,000 year old jawbone
Oh my god.
found on Prince Charles' foreland, but from now on I'm going to call it Prince Charles's forehead.
I thought you were just going to say Prince Charles. Like he was just carrying this thing
It
around.
was found on Prince Charles. It's actually his jawbone.
On his person.
In 2004, fossils show that between 10,000 and 20,000 years ago, the polar bear's molar teeth changed significantly from those of the brown bear. Polar bears are thought to have diverged from a population of brown bears that became isolated during a period of glaciation. Glaciation
What a word.
in the Pliocene era,
Yeah.
which is the Ice Age.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
everything's got to have a fancy name.
Not in physics.
Oh, please continue. Talk more of physics.
Tell us more.
This
There's
podcast is now brought to you from physics.
There's a big dark thing in space and
Uh-huh.
it swallows light, and it looks like a hole, and it's black. So
Did you see there was an article that was talking about how they saw a black hole producing matter rather than sucking it in?
Yep.
I thought that was very weird.
That's evidence of wormholes.
yes,
Space.
Creepy.
dark matter, baby.
That's how I want to die. Toss me out into space.
You want to get spaghettified?
Yeah, just ripped apart.
That'd be cool. You get your eyes sucked out of your head. Yeah, sounds dope.
Either that or become a tree.
Yeah, that's my option.
I said I wanted to become a. Why am I blanking on the name?
Redwood?
Redwood. Thanks, Zach.
Girl, me too. In
But I want to be
Yosemite.
planted in somebody that I don't like's yard, so I become very inconvenient over
Do
a
it in
period
my
of
yard,
time.
then.
But I like you.
Oh,
Wouldn't you worry
That's
about them like chopping you down?
How are you going to chop down a redwood? I'm going to
We're
take
gonna
over the
take a
whole
minute
neighborhood
With patience?
with patience
with patience and calm determination and sap.
and gall done determination.
That sounded like FDR right there.
The polar bear is found in the Arctic Circle and adjacent
we're talking about polar bears.
as far south as Newfoundland, Newfoundland,
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, I know that place.
Newfoundland. Due to the absence of human development in its remote habitat, it remains more of its original range. It retains more of its original range than any other extant carnivore, which is any living carnivore. Well, they are rare north of 88 degrees.
Oh, I thought you was like I-88. You won't find them north of I-88.
You won't find them there. There is evidence that they range all the way across the Arctic and as far south as James Bay, wherever that is. In
James Bay?
Canada.
James Bay, St. James Bay.
Just, yeah.
I think that's in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Or by Newfoundland.
Their southernmost range is near the boundary between the subarctic and humid continental climate zones. They can occasionally, I feel like I just found the Matrix. They can occasionally drift widely with sea ice, and there have been anecdotal sightings as far south as Berlevåg
Oh,
on the Norwegian mainland.
wow. Really? In
Bless you.
Berlevåg?
Berlevåg!
I just like the picture
You did
of...
what to my dog?
Berlevåg.
I like the picture
Ow, I pulled
polar
my
bears
hair.
just kind of standing on an ice sheet, just
Lost
drifting.
in the world.
Across.
Caption that hashtag
just
me.
traveling from one iceberg to another.
True.
It is difficult to estimate a global population of polar bears as much of the range has been poorly studied. However, biologists use a working estimate of about 20 to 25. That's it. That's all.
They use 20 to 25.
There's only 20 to 25 bears. 20 to 25,000 or 22 to 31,000 polar bears worldwide.
That's really not a lot.
That's, yeah.
I just feel like there's not
very
enough,
small.
yeah.
That's a sad amount of polar bears.
They cover a lot of territory, don't they?
Yes. There are 19 generally recognized discrete subpopulations, though polar bears are thought to exist only in low densities in the areas of the Arctic basin. These subpopulations display seasonal fidelity to particular areas, but DNA studies show that they are not reproductively isolated. The 13 North American subpopulations range from the Beaufort Sea south to Hudson Bay and east to Baffin Bay in western Greenland and account for about 50% of the global population of polar bears. I thought that was very interesting.
That is
North
very
America.
cool.
The usual range includes the territories of 5 nations: Denmark, which is Greenland, Norway, Svalbard, Russia, the United States, Alaska, and Canada. Bears sometimes swim to Iceland from Greenland, about 600 sightings since the country's settlement in the 9th century and 5 in the 21st century as of 2016,
They swim?
and are always killed because of their danger, as well as the cost and difficulty of putting them back where they're supposed to be.
That's unfortunate.
Of the 19 recognized polar bear subpopulations, 1 is in decline, 2 are increasing, 7 are stable, and 9 have insufficient data as of 2017.
Oh, I hate insufficient data.
Insufficient data.
Just saying that is like the scientific way of making the sound. Ugh.
Yuck. The polar bear is a marine mammal because it spends many months of the year at sea. However, it is the only living marine mammal with powerful, large limbs and feet that allow them to cover kilometers on foot and run on land. Its preferred habitat is the annual sea ice covering the waters over the continental shelf and the Arctic inter-island archipelagos. These areas are known as the Arctic Ring of Life and have high biological productivity in comparison to the deep waters of the high Arctic. The polar bear tends to frequent areas where sea ice meets water, like they do.
Yep,
you remember that guy on YouTube?
Is it Frank?
Yes. Quote something from
The
him.
best. I can't even remember the animals he talks about.
Doesn't he do?
Like the owl?
I don't remember an owl one.
Yeah, he's got an owl video.
I don't remember. The only other bear of comparable size to the polar bear is the Kodiak bear, which is a subspecies of brown bear.
That's a weird bear.
Adult male polar bears, like I said, weigh anywhere from 770 to 1,500 pounds and can measure 7 foot 10 inches to 9 foot 10 inches in total length.
Damn.
Around the Beaufort Sea, however, mature males reportedly average 1,000 pounds, and adult females are roughly half the size of males and normally weigh 330 to 550 pounds, and measure anywhere from 5'11" to 7'10". I could fight a 5'11" bear. I found a post that was a poll that was taken of Canadian and American people, and it asked them how confident they feel they could fight certain animals, and you give it a score.
I saw that chart.
Canadians are much more cautious of
Yeah, much
fighting
more
animals.
timid. Americans are
tell
like,
you.
what is that, a kangaroo? I'll fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. Americans have a very distorted view of their strength against nature.
I see. It's very strange. There was some realization as it got further down, the animals got more intense, thankfully.
No, that's
You know,
good. So, like, what was
Like
one
there
that
was, like, I
like,
think,
rightfully
what was
scored?
one of the like super aggressive ones? I think lion was on the list, and it was like 0. There was no chance I could fight a lion.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank God.
Okay.
Other
There is some
ones, what
realization
made me
there.
laugh is like one of them was like a rat, and I'm like, I could fuck up a rat super easy. And Canada was like, I don't know about that.
I feel like just because they're so fast, but I feel like if I caught one, yeah, I would just yeah
Catch these hands.
swing
Bring it in.
Yeah, swing it by its tail.
Woo! When pregnant, however, females can weigh as much as 1,100 pounds.
Yeah, they got that baby.
The polar bear is among the most sexually dimorphic of mammals, surpassed only by the pinnipeds, such as elephant seals. The largest polar bear on record reportedly weighed 2,209 pounds.
Jesus, fuck, that's a big boy.
And it was a male shot in northwestern Alaska in
Why'd they shoot it?
1960.
Leave the polar bears alone.
This specimen, when mounted, stood 11
Why'd they mount it?
11 feet 1 inch tall on its hind legs.
Christ.
The shoulder height of an adult polar bear is 4 feet or 5 feet 3 inches.
Shoulder height.
While all bears are short-tailed, the polar bear's tail is relatively the shortest amongst living bears, ranging from 2.8 to 5.8 inches in length.
Oh, it's so cute.
I'm trying to get cracker out of my teeth. What?
I've had that memory. I've just many times trying to get cracker out of my teeth.
Hey, cracker teeth.
Unlike brown bears, polar bears are not territorial. Although stereotyped as being voraciously aggressive, they are normally cautious in confrontations and often choose to escape rather than fight. Satiated polar bears rarely attack humans unless severely provoked. However, due to their lack of prior human interaction, hungry polar bears are extremely unpredictable, fearless towards people, and are known to kill and sometimes eat humans.
Yep.
Many attacks by brown bears are the result of surprising the animal, which is not the case with the polar bear. Polar bears are stealth hunters, and the victim is often unaware of the bear's presence until the attack is underway. Whereas brown bears often maul a person and then leave, polar bear attacks are more likely to be predatory and are almost always fatal. However, due to the very small human population around the Arctic, such attacks are rare. You said you're going to polar bear attacks?
Just 2.
Okay. There was a Japanese wildlife photographer that was pursued by a hungry male polar bear in northern Alaska. The bear started running, but the photographer made it to his truck, and the bear was able to reach the truck and tore one of the doors off.
Damn.
Before he was able to drive away.
Holy shit.
In general, adult polar bears live solitary lives, yet they have often been seen playing together for hours at a time and even sleeping in an embrace. And polar bear zoologist Nikita Ozvinikov has described adult males as having well-developed friendships. Cubs are especially playful as well. This does not mean go pet one. Among young males in particular, play fighting may be a means of practicing for serious competition during mating seasons later in life. Polar bears are usually quiet, but do communicate with various sounds and vocalizations. Females communicate with their young with moans and chuffs, and the distress calls of both cubs and subadults consist of bleats.
What's
like
a chuff?
Goddamn goat.
I think a chuff is like a breath.
That's what tigers do.
Right?
Cubs may hum while nursing, and when nervous, bears produce huffs, chuffs, and snorts, while hisses, growls, and roars are signs of aggression.
Huffs and Chuffs.
Huffs and Chuffs, band name. They
I feel
play
like that's a
classical
bar
music.
name.
They play
Huffs and
classical.
Chuffs.
To move with a regular, sharp, puffing sound.
The polar bear is the most carnivorous member of the bear family and throughout most of its range. Its diet primarily consists of ringed and bearded seals. The Arctic is home to millions of seals, which become prey when they surface in holes in the ice in order to breathe, or when they haul out on the ice to rest. The polar bear's most common hunting method is called still hunting. The bear uses its excellent sense of smell to locate a seal breathing hole and crouches nearby in silence for a seal to appear. The bear may lie in wait for several hours, and when the seal exhales, the bear smells its breath, reaches into the hole with a forepaw, and drags it out onto the ice.
What?
The polar bear kills the seal by biting its head to crush its skull. The polar bear also hunts by stalking seals resting on the ice. Upon spotting a seal, it walks to within 100 yards and then crouches. If the seal does not notice, the bear creeps to within 30 to 40 feet of the seal and then suddenly rushes forth to attack. A third hunting method is to raid the birth layers that female seals create in the snow. Just,
Yeah, that's fucking brutal. Nature is metal.
Mature bears tend to eat only the calorie-rich skin and blubber of the seal, which are highly digestible, whereas younger bears consume the protein-rich red meats. Studies have also photographed polar bears scaling near vertical cliffs to eat birds, chicks, and eggs. For subadult bears, which are independent of their mother but have not yet gained enough experience and body size to successfully hunt seals, scavenging the carcasses from other bears' kills is an important source of nutrition. Subadults may also be forced to accept a half-eaten carcass if they kill a seal but cannot defend it from larger polar bears. After feeding, polar bears wash themselves with water or snow. Although polar bears are extraordinarily powerful, its primary prey species, the ringed seal, is much smaller than itself, and many of the seals hunted are pups rather than adults. Ringed seals are born weighing 12 pounds and grow to an estimated average weight of only 130. They also prey heavily upon the harp seal, the harbor seal, or the hooded seal. The bearded seal, on the other hand, can be nearly the same size as the bear itself, weighing 600 pounds.
Damn.
Adult male bearded seals average 770 to 1,100 pounds, are too large for a female bear to overtake, and so are potential prey only for mature male bears.
Damn.
Large males also occasionally attempt to hunt and kill even larger prey items. It can kill an adult walrus, although this is rarely attempted, at up to 4,400 pounds.
Oh my god.
A walrus can be more than twice the bear's weight, has extremely thick skin, and up to 3 feet long ivory tusks. I wouldn't want to go after a walrus.
No, leave the walruses alone.
Yeah, leave them the fuck alone.
Just leave them be.
Here's some fun facts.
Oh, I love fun facts.
Whee! Polar bears are actually black, not white.
Yeah. I think I read that once.
Fur is translucent and only appears white because it reflects visible light. Beneath all that thick fur, their skin is jet black.
It's crazy.
They can swim constantly for days at a time, as well as reaching speeds of up to 6 miles per hour in the water. Polar bears can swim for long distances and steadily for many hours to get from one piece of ice to another. Their large paws are specially adapted for swimming, which they'll use to paddle through the water while holding their hind legs flat like a rudder. Less than 2% of polar bear hunts are successful. Although about half of a polar bear's life is spent hunting for food, their hunts are rarely... I was going to think of a different word than successful.
Fruitful.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Polar bears' main prey consists of those seals, though they will also scavenge carcasses or eat eggs and veggies. Scientists can extract polar bear DNA from just their footprints.
Wow.
An innovative new technique developed by WWF and DNA specialist firm Spygen
I like WWF.
allows scientists to isolate DNA from a polar bear's footprint in the snow. 2 tiny scoops of snow from a polar bear track revealed not just the DNA of the polar bear that made it, but even from a seal it had recently eaten.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Isn't that interesting?
That's
Future.
fucking crazy.
Grizzly polar bear hybrids exist. As recently as 2006, genetic testing confirmed the existence of polar bear grizzly bear hybrids, also known as growler bears or pizzly bears.
Pizzly bears.
I wouldn't use pizzly. A pizzle is a bull penis. The hybrid physically resembles an intermediate between the two species, but as wild hybrids are usually birthed from polar bear mothers, they are raised and behave like polar bears. The ability for polar bears and grizzly bears to interbreed is unsurprising when you consider that polar bears evolved from brown bears. Brown bears.
It's like, who's mating the brown bears and the polar bears? Who's bringing a brown bear to the Arctic?
Explorative.
They can smell their
Polar
prey
bears?
up to a kilometer away.
How long's a kilometer?
I don't remember.
I'm American.
American. And one last thing, which I think is the reason that you picked polar bears. Or at least reminded you. Don't eat their liver.
Why not?
It's very high in vitamin A.
A growler bear?
That's a growler bear.
Oh my god, it's weird. Look at that.
An abomination.
Hey!
Why don't you eat their livers?
They have a very high concentration of vitamin A. Research has shown that a healthy adult person can tolerate 10,000 units of vitamin A. 1 pound of polar bear liver, which is a fist-sized chunk and barely a meal, can contain 9 million units of vitamin
Jesus
A.
Christ.
Holy shit.
Isn't that crazy?
What happens when you get too much vitamin A?
Trichinosis.
Oh.
Trichinosis, of course.
Kidding. It's a parasitic disease.
Oh.
I don't know. Look it up.
Dizziness, nausea, headaches, coma, and even death.
And even death.
Avoid it at all costs. That's it. That's my information.
That's pretty good.
That's my information.
Wait, mister, are you me dad? Oh, Lord. Oh,
Is
Lord.
that the Are You Me Dad doll?
Yes. The Are You Me Dad doll. Now available at...
Ah!
What did you do?
I almost spilled Ollie's beer on the
You're
floor.
not allowed to do things anymore.
I'm not. I'm going to talk about 2 attacks on humans committed by polar bears. This one has its own Wikipedia article. It's the 2011 Svalbard polar bear attack. It was an attack by a presumed starving polar bear on a group of university students and their guides. The bear killed 1 person, injured 4 others, and then was shot. I managed to find...
Who shot it?
I think this article will tell us.
Okay.
I didn't read it ahead of time, so I don't know.
I usually read it.
So do I, but I didn't do that. I found a BBC article from that year, 2011. It was posted August 5th, 2011. A polar bear has mauled a 17-year-old British boy to death in the Arctic and injured 4 other UK tourists. Horatio Chappell from Wiltshire was with 12 others on a British Schools Exploring Society trip near a glacier on the Norwegian island of Spitsbergen. The 4 who were hurt too severely included 2 leaders of the trip. They have been flown to Tromsø, where
How old
their
was the kid?
condition is stable. He was 17.
Imagine going on a class trip and you get mauled.
BSES chairman Edward Watson described Mr. Chappell as a, quote, fine young man. Mr. Watson said the society had been in touch with his family who live near Salisbury and had offered, quote, our utmost sympathy.
Okay, do you know Michael McDonald, though? The singer. He sings Yamo Be There. Okay, go ahead.
The same melody. Yeah, I'ma be there.
No, his singing voice just made me think of it. Just made me think of Michael McDonald.
He said, quote, Horatio was a fine young man, hoping to go on to read medicine after school. By all accounts, he would have made an excellent doctor. He said the society's executive director was traveling to Spitsbergen in the Svalbard archipelago, which is a fantastic word, adding, quote, we are continuing to gather information on this tragedy. Mr. Chappell was studying at Eton College in Berkshire. Jeff Riley, head of teaching and learning technologies at the school, paid tribute on Twitter, saying his thoughts and prayers were with his family. The attack near the Van Post Glacier, about 25 miles from Longyearbyen, took place early on Friday. The group contacted the authorities using a satellite phone, and a helicopter was sent to rescue them. The bear was shot dead by a member of the group.
Oh.
The BSES, a youth development charity, said the injured men were trip leaders Michael Reed, 29, and Andrew Ruck, 27, who's from Brighton but lives in Edinburgh. I don't know why that's important. And trip members Patrick Flinders, 17, from Jersey, and Scott Smith, 16. The injured were flown to a hospital in Longyearbyen and then on to University Hospital in Tromsø on the Norwegian mainland. A spokeswoman for the hospital said the patients are now in a stable condition. The father of Patrick Flinders, Terry, said he believed the polar bear had crossed a tripwire and into his son's tent. According to the doctor and the other people, Patrick was trying to fend off the polar bear by hitting it on the nose. Why, I don't know, but he
thought
did.
It was like a shark.
Yeah, but he did, and the polar bear attacked him with his right paw across his face and his head and his arm.
They always say with a polar bear attack, you just gotta get ready to die.
Pretty much.
I was telling Ali we were doing an episode on polar bears, and she seemed really confused, like why we were going to do a fear. You know,
Because they're murderous bastards.
yeah, they'll fuck you up. And I told her about the adage. Is it adage? Adage. The adage. If it's black attack,
Adage.
brown get down, and white good night.
Bye-bye.
Bears. Black attack. Brown get down.
Is it Mr. Sandman in, God, what's that boxing game?
Boxing.
It's not called boxing. It's
Oh.
a video game. Like an old school video game.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yes.
Nice. That was
It was just a stab in the dark.
Zeroed out. You just zeroed in on that.
Mr. Sandman says, night, night.
Night, night. Yeah. I want to stop reading this one. I'm going to move on to the next one.
I was
Okay.
gonna say it's a good thing they had a gun on them, because out of 3 things that should always be kept on you in case of a bowler
pair?
In case of a bullet.
Those are my favorite pairs.
Yeah, the bowler pairs. It's always good to have a gun on you, or travel with someone that has a gun,
When,
because
where, in what situations? In all
In which encountering a polar bear would be relevant.
Oh, okay.
So
makes
clearly Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
While no one wants to kill a polar bear, you might have to if you want to save your life.
That's true. That's true.
Sick and often desperate bears are the ones that often come close to humans. During the air rally...
Wait a minute. Do you have more stories?
I have one more, but I want to hear this.
You just jumped the gun.
Yeah.
I did not.
It's relevant.
With a gun story,
With a
literally.
gun story.
Fine.
During the air rally that the author was at, he spent a night in Kalusk, or Kolosuk.
Kalisk.
The
Clitoris?
day after they left, a half-starved polar bear wandered into town and had to be shot at close
That
range
murderous son of a bitch.
to save several school children that
Several?
were nearby. Several of them. Multiple children that also attended school.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain if you shoot a polar bear in the face, it will stop attacking you.
This is the face of a killer, Bella.
That's badass.
They're badass mammals.
Marine mammals.
Marine mammals.
Get it right.
This is why everyone should carry guns.
I wouldn't trust myself.
This article's on CBC online, cbc.ca. I think it's a Canadian website.
Oh.
And it was posted August of 2021.
Continue.
When Elijah
Elijah Wood?
sneaked a glimpse of a polar bear munching on a carcass outside his cabin near Snirajek.
Bless you, and also snuck.
That's the name of the country. It's called Snuck?
No. Snuck, not
Oh,
sneak.
when he snuck? Near Snirajek Nunavut. He was only trying to confirm its presence after being tipped off that there was one in the area. So someone told him there's a polar bear around here. Mm-hmm. He's like, I don't believe you. I'm going to go see for myself.
It seems like a dumb decision.
But when the polar bear spotted Kernirk looking around the corner of what?
Corner of a building? Like, was he just
The corner
at
of his tent?
Kmart?
I imagine he's out in the open. There's not many corners, but apparently he looked around a corner, and it quickly left what it had been eating. It growled and left the food. Then it stood up and started running towards me, like on two legs. Like,
Oh my god.
that's fucking terrifying.
That is terrifying.
It stood up and ran. It said Kernirk, who is the community reporter for Taosuni. Well, that's good. If he said that, that means he's still alive. I tried running away, and it approached me fast, he said, speaking in Inuktitut.
Tut-tut.
Inuktitut.
Tut-tut. Looks like rain.
Kernirk was among the 3 adults who survived a polar bear attack last week near the community of Snirajek, which sits on Fox Basin in Nunavut's Baffin region and has a population of about 800 people. The day after the attack, police said in a news release that all 3 people were, quote, badly injured, but that they were expected to recover. Earlier that day, Kernirk, along with his partner and her sister-in-law, were traveling by ATV to his cabin when another woman told them there was a polar bear near Kernirk's place. Kernirk had shrugged off the warning, but shortly after their arrival, he realized his mistake. After its first attack on Kernirk, the bear went after his partner, he recalled. As I watched the polar bear about to attack her, I struggled a little bit, but tried to get up, he said. I stood up, then started heading to the bear. What a badass. But it started coming back towards him. It chased him around the ATV until it caught him, he said. I can hear the attack on me. I can hear the cuts going in, and I can feel the teeth punching through, he said.
Oof.
It started pulling my hair, and it was painful. Then it let me go, then started approaching the others. The polar bear attacked Kernirk 3 times in between attacking the other 2.
Damn.
When he saw one of the women being attacked, Kernirk said he started blacking out, but did his best to get up and distract the bear. What a frickin' badass. When I was being attacked, I didn't feel so much pain, he said. I was trying to keep the bear from going to the other 2. They all have children and grandchildren, too. When the bear came down on him again, he said he felt a tooth on his eye. It must have opened its mouth, he said. It bit me on my neck and I blacked out.
Damn.
Jesus.
Then, Kiernerk said, there was silence. No voices. I couldn't hear anything anymore, he said. Then I realized, did the bear kill the other two? It was dead silent. I couldn't get up, but then I heard a voice. That voice was the local reverend's wife, he said. I raised my hand and shouted, I'm all right, he said. Then he heard his partner's voice. I was so happy, he said. He said the next events were a blur. At one point he realized they were at the local health center. He said he badly wanted to see the other two. He blacked out again, and the next thing he remembers was boarding the medevac plane to Iqaluit. Hard to pronounce Inuit names. When we arrived, we were getting off the plane, and I can feel my feet getting cold. I was going in and out of consciousness. From there, he was taken to a hospital in Ottawa. The other two remained in Iqaluit for treatment. Police also said the bear was found dead near the cabins. Nunavut RCMP said Tuesday it was shot and killed by members of the community. Although polar bear attacks are rare in Nunavut, there have been deadly encounters with bears in recent years. And it mentions an attack in 2018, another attack in 2018. Kiernerk said he's grateful for the care he's getting in Ottawa and said he learned a good lesson about polar bears. I had this mindset where animals aren't feral. They're not scary. If you don't bother them, they will not bother you. That is how my mindset was. I decided to go look. If I didn't go, the bear wouldn't have seen me. That is how it happened. At least he's not blaming the bear.
Amen. And then he had the right idea with the distracting nature. I mean, just anything with that will help in a survival situation. But
leave the bears alone.
Yeah, exactly. When you do encounter one, there's no way you can outrun it. Like he realized, even when they were just trying to get around the ATV, and I think it's pretty stupendous that animal is able to not only go after one person, but then intermittently attack two other people, and and the original person.
Stupendous
skills.
But yeah, brown get down and white good night. So
white good night.
There's really, you see a polar bear and it's going to attack you, you're probably going to die. Like Paige said, they're almost always fatal. But there's tips to surviving besides shooting it in the face.
True. And one of the biggest tips is actually going into that distractibility. Apparently, according to word of mouth, they are very easily distractible. Polar bears are very curious, says Sarah Woodall, a tourism destination manager for Visit South Greenland, told the author this.
I want to visit South Greenland.
Right? That'd be cool.
Go to Iceland.
During their first trip in 2015. If you should come face to face with one, back away slowly at first while peeling off your clothes one item at a time. The bears are very curious and they should stop, sniff, and perhaps even play with each item as they come across it, leaving you free to run somewhere across the Arctic buck naked.
Hell
Die of hypothermia.
Until they catch up with you, of course, or you die of exposure. Either way, what an experience.
It's something to talk about, I guess.
Why are you in the subarctic?
When you roll up to whatever pearly gates are there, they be like, why are you naked, son? He was like, the polar bears. You're like, another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Bears are dumb. What is that, a shirt?
Growly.
Oh my god, pants?
Another one.
I was reading that they started practicing cannibalism.
Polar bears? I'm not surprised. The shortage of food out there, I wouldn't be surprised if they ate each other.
There's a lot of stories of polar bears eating their children.
Oh, it's sad.
Or adult males preying on females and their cubs.
I feel like I've seen that in a nature documentary.
Okay, continue. It's almost 11. I have work at 8 a.m.
He's got work too. There's more cheese there. Please eat it.
Oh no, I was done. That was it.
Paige wanted more.
I want more.
You don't have any story? Anything to share?
Oh no.
No, that was his 2 cents.
That was me kind of tapping in on.
So either shoot it in the face or get naked and confuse it.
Yeah. Slowly.
One of those two.
Get naked.
Get naked.
polar bears, okay, they're easily distractible and they are kind of teases.
You got to do a little put on a little show. Yeah.
You gotta do a little sexy dance. You gotta shake your hips, and you just gotta go and just die. From exposure.
Die.
With your sexy hips exposed to that crisp tundra wind.
I'm just imagining a poor dude with his pecker in the Arctic winds. That's sad.
Wow. What a sad story.
What'd you think of the beer?
I liked it. It was crisp.
Crisp.
It was refreshing. It was easy to drink. It was very fizzy and fruity. But yeah, there could have been a little more there.
What'd you think of the beer?
It was okay. Hello, kitten. I thought it didn't have a lot of flavor, which was upsetting.
Could have had more.
Definitely.
What'd you think?
I was surprised on how well it paired with the goat cheese. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of beers where it's like, okay, this is what it pairs with, and then
that was phenomenal.
That I felt like the goat cheese like made the beer complete. Like for whatever 2% of even semblance of a flavor from the beer. Like the goat cheese just, I don't know, filled out the 98%. Yeah, there's goat cheese all over this mic.
Fuck yeah. I don't know that I've ever had it before. I think this is probably the first time. Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta get you this goat cheese from Michigan that someone gave.
That is the Audio Technica, the SMGC though.
Oh.
It stands for Studio Mic Goat Cheese. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, goat cheese is actually, it's what powers the microphone, powers the capsule.
Oh, it doesn't run
inside.
off phantom power.
No phantom power coming from that mixer behind you. It's all goat cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do the thing.
Give me a second.
Do the thing.
I got my eating.
Do the thing.
Our website's beerandfearcast.com. You can listen to our podcast episodes on the website. Also on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Scott uses a weird app called Castbox.
What the fuck's that?
I don't know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok is where you can follow us, stay up to date with our stuff. Paige wants to go home. We need to see her car.
From the house of brews and booze.
From this Sears and Cheers podcast.
Have a good day.